and welcome back to the channel. I am Country Boy, and today I am feeling fantastic because we got a whole bunch of action figures to open up, and that always makes me feel good. Well, let's get right into it. There's a whole bunch of them, and there's more than 4, believe me not. There are more than 4. We got 6. Starting with Mr. Fantastic himself, we got Reed Richards. We also got Sue Storm, the Invisible Woman. We got Johnny Storm, the Human Torch. We also got Ben Grimm, the Thing. And including some bad guys. This guy, the High Evolutionary. And this guy, Psycho Man, from Hasbro Marvel Legends. Yes, this is Whatcha Figure. Welcome back to the channel, and we do got a fantastic episode for you because we got a whole bunch of action figures. And you know, I shouldn't even be talking here because I should just be opening them up right now because I can't wait to open them up. These are not for the movie. You know, I'm just saying right now, there's a movie coming out this year, and I'm really excited for that movie. It looks freaking cool. It looks awesome. They're doing some things that are really exciting me about the whole aesthetic about the 1960s. Looks really awesome. Plus the look of the Thing. The voice, I don't know about that. That's a little different story, but the look of the Thing, classic Thing look, that looks really cool. So I'm really excited about that movie. So to get my excitement even more charged, I figured I'd open up some of these action figures that pertain to the movie, but aren't the MCU versions of these action figures. So without further ado, let's get to looking at some packaging. And comparing card sizes, you can see that the Fantastic Four cards are slightly bigger than the Spider-Man ones. But similar to the Spider-Man action figure cards, they have this awesome 1990s retro style to them. Definitely reminiscent of what the Toy Biz guys did back in the day. And I am here for it. This looks so cool. I love what they've been doing with these and with the X-Men and with Iron Man. All of these look so good. I love just the bright colors and just the images on the back and everything. Just, it works so well together. But you know what? There's nothing left to do but to get into the packaging. So let's start off by looking at the bad guys. Or at least I assume these are both bad guys. I know a little bit about the High Evolutionary. I don't know anything about Psycho Man. Psycho Man. I don't know. Is that how he says his name? I feel like that's how a guy would say their name when their name is Psycho Man. I don't know anything about him. The card back says that he controls people's emotions so he can manipulate them, blah, blah, blah. I don't know anything about them. To be honest, the reason why I got these guys is because they all came together in a big 6-pack. There was a big sale going on from Big Bag Toy Store, and I couldn't pass up the chance to get some of the Fantastic Four characters. I do not collect the Fantastic Four. I do not collect their bad guys especially, but these guys did look cool, and they came with the other guys. And, you know, I'm kind of happy that I got them because at least I got some bad guys to go with my Fantastic Four. I mean, I might have another bad guy coming in the future if you stay tuned to the channel. But today we are here looking at these guys right now. So let's look at their accessories first. And Psycho Man comes with this thing. So I guess this is his emotion controller doodad, whatever you want to call this thing. I don't know. It's got fear and doubt and hate. Man, he's making some people angry there. I think that's one way to really piss some people off. It's simple. I think he can hold it. We'll put it in his hands later if we can. And then we've also got accessories for this guy, which are basically just his hands. So he's got a fist right there. He's got a hand right there that's open. And then he's got another fist and another hand that's open. And these are kind of a metallic-y red kind of hue going on with them. Goes with the rest of the guys' aesthetic. Let's look at the guys themselves now. We'll go with Psycho Man first. Got like a space suit. It looks like got greens and whites as basically the whole ideal for him. He's got like a gold face, a golden face. That reminds me of The Office for some reason. I wonder why. But he looks cool. He's got like, is that an omega symbol on the top of his head? That's kind of neat. I don't know anything about him. Like I said, he's very bulky, so he doesn't have a lot of movement. But he does have a neat look to him. I'll give him that. He does have a neat look to him, and he is pinless. Like that. This is like a fully newly sculpted figure, I suppose, because there's nothing that you would really reuse with this guy. Let's look at some articulations while we are here. The head goes back like that, not very much. Forward, very minimal for articulation for the head and neck, and then the side to side like that, and then he turns around, all the way around, which is decent. And then the arms go up like that, and then you can swivel this all the way around as well too, which yeah, it's good. It's good movement there. And then you also got the bicep swivel. It's kind of a bicep swivel. It goes at the top there, but it's, yeah, bicep swivel. We'll call that bicep swivel. And then you got the double jointed elbows as well too. So those go all the way in. You can scratch his pec sort of almost. Is very bulky, so maybe not all the way in. But then you got the wrist goes back like that and goes forward like that. And then you can spin it all the way around as well. Let's take a look at the ab movement. So he's got some twisting here. Oh, he's got some, yeah, there's some good movement there. And then forward and back, very minimal. Again, he's pretty bulky. And this is kind of independent to this. I didn't realize that this wasn't one piece. This is all two different pieces here. So that's kind of neat. And then the legs will go out like that. And then there is thigh cut. I can't tell. No, there doesn't seem to be a thigh cut, because if there was, this might not connect properly. I don't know. Maybe there is. Oh, there is. Ah, look at that. If you play around enough, you'll find out everything that's up with these guys. So he does have a thigh cut. Look at that. Really well done. And then you got the knees, double jointed knees. And it's going to be hindered by all of these different cages and braces that he has on his legs and stuff. But that's as far as up as he's going to go with the leg. Boot cut, I don't think so. It doesn't look like it. The feet go down like that, ballerina pose, and up like that. And then you got some ankle rocker as well too. So you know what? For a big bulky guy like this, with all the stuff that he's got, he has a decent amount of articulation. More than I probably would have thought that this guy would have. And then let's take a look at the High Evolutionary, see what he's got going on. Some cool rivets going on with his outfit. He's very shiny. This is a shiny looking dude. He's got yellow eyes. He's kind of sadistic looking, kind of scary looking. He looks, I like the way this guy looks. He's got a cool mohawk. Really neat looking fellow. I don't know much about him, just what I've seen kind of in movies and a little bit of what I've read. But let's take a look at some articulation while we are here. Head goes side to side like that, so not too bad. Back and forth. So he's a smaller guy. He does have more movement than that guy did. Arms go up like such. There you go. And again, you can move this arm all the way around if you wanted to, but there's a little bit of hindrance just because of the top of his outfit. And then you got the bicep swivel. You got the double jointed elbows. And then the wrist articulation, you can go back like that, and then you go forward like that, and then all the way around. Let's look at the rest of the body. So he does have a nice ab movement there. So you got the side to side swivel. You got some movement forward and back, not too bad. And then you got the all the way around waist cut. It's more of a, I guess, an ab cut. It goes all the way around. So that's really well done. And then the legs go out sideways. It's nice that this kind of cut to the front because he can put his legs out to the side, and you can put them up to the front like that, and to the back like that. And then you got the thigh cut. You got the double jointed knees, so you can go all the way back like that. And then you do have a boot cut for this guy right there. And you got the ballerina pose there, up like that, side to side. Not too bad. So he's got more articulation than the last guy, but he's also a lot skinnier, not so bulky. So it's going to do it for the two bad guys. Next, we'll take a look at Sue Storm and Reed Richards. Stay tuned. And here we have the mom and dad of the Marvel Universe. We got Sue Storm, aka the Invisible Woman, and Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic. And they're pretty fantastic. There's a few things that I might want to change about them, but otherwise they're pretty darn cool. Let's start looking at some accessories while we are here, though. Looking at hers, we got these two-fisted hands, so she's gonna do some punching. She's a badass in her own right. She can turn invisible. She can make invisible shields and all that stuff. But she's also got fists of fury. Every once in a while, she's going to throw down. And then she's also got this invisible shield that she puts up too. So a force field that she can create out of thin air. Whatever she wants to do, she can go ahead and stop it. She's really strong. She's kind of OP in that way, if you will. But it's really cool to have a chick that is that strong, that badass. Gotta love it. And then you also got Reed Richards with his stuff here. He's got these big salad finger hands, I guess. Salad tongue. I could probably use these as forks, actually, if I wanted to. I could probably pick up, here you go, have some beans or something. So these hands, I would say, it's kind of a half-assed attempt at doing his stretching ability look. I don't know. I wish they would have maybe made longer arms or longer legs or something for him. Maybe a longer torso. But what I do like about this is that you did get extra arms so that I can sub out these arms that are kind of used for his lab coat. I could take off the lab coat, I could put these arms on, and I could have him just in his Fantastic Four outfit, and I could swap out these hands for those hands. So I don't have to have these long salad finger hands going on. I can use these hands instead. So that is good. I did appreciate that they did that. It's something. I probably won't use the long finger ones, but I like that they gave us extra arms. Let's look at Sue Storm while we are here. So this is her, and she is, Normally, I think of Sue Storm. I think of her as the most beautiful woman of the Marvel universe. This, for some reason, this just isn't doing it for me. Her face is beautiful. I hate to knock a woman's looks. I think it's the hair. The hair. I'm not a fan of the swooping bangs. Maybe that's what it is. That's being a bit nitpicky. I do think she still has a beautiful face. I think she's a good-looking figure, and she does evoke the Sue Storm look that I think of with the Fantastic Four logo and all the blues and the whites. And she is still a good-looking girl. What's with the hole in the back? I wonder what that's for. That must be from a different figure. That I'm not too sure what they would have used her body for. That's obviously something I'm gonna do some research. Maybe there's a different body that had a hole that they kind of reused for her. But she does look good, and I think that she does definitely fit with the Fantastic Four look. But let's look at some articulation while we are here. The head goes side to side. It's going to be hindered by her hair, obviously, because it is pretty big hair. Back and forth. So forward goes much better than it does back. And then all the way around if you want it to. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's good articulation. The arms go up like that. Kind of limiting to what you can do with her arms. She doesn't even have a bicep swivel. She does have a single jointed elbow. So even that, this is kind of an older buck, I guess you could say, with her, because I know the newer models for the females, they have double jointed elbows. And then does she have a cut there? No, there's no cut there, but she does have the wrists that go forward and back. Then they swivel all the way around as well too. Then you have the cut up here underneath her bust. Goes forward and back, not too bad. Does she have a swivel? No, there's not even a waist swivel there either. So she's very limited to what she can do. And then her legs go out, very limiting there too. So that's unfortunate. It's too bad. I thought she would have better splits. You think that she would do a little bit better than that? They go forward really well though. They go forward nicely. They go back about that far. So not the greatest. And then the knees are double jointed at least, so they can do that. And then is there a boot cut? No, there's no boot cut. So the ladies do not get boot cuts for some reason. And then you also get the ballerina pose there. You can put the leg up like that, or the foot up like that. And then you go side to side. Not too bad there. So she's a lot more limiting than I think she should be. I'm assuming that the Marvel movie, the MCU movie version will probably have a little bit more updated articulation than this one's going to have. This is definitely more older school articulation than what we have more in modern times. Let's take a look at Reed Richards now. He's got some cool look to him. I do like the grays on the sides. You gotta have that with Reed Richards. That's classic look for him. His face is he's basically like a generic man. He's got the cool brown hair. Got a little bit of a swooping down of the hair at the front there, and he's got the trench coat. So you know this guy's a smart guy. He's got a lab coat on. Sorry, I said trench coat. He's got a lab coat on. It looks good. This is definitely what you would picture for Reed Richards when he's in his lab doing some engineering and all that stuff. Let's take a look at some articulation while we're here. Head goes back, head goes forward, head goes side to side. Not really all the way around though. Not even all the way around. It's hindered by the cuffs of his coat. And then the arms go up like that. Is there I think it might be a butterfly joint. There's definitely more articulation in the shoulder than she had. And there is a bicep swivel there as well too. Double jointed elbows, you can see there. And then you do have pins, you can see. You got the wrist movement there, back and forth. Not too bad. You're gonna be hindered with this coat on right now, but you can see he moves his ab crunch goes like that, pretty good. It goes back a little bit. Let's take a look at the coat out of the way a bit. Let's go and then back like that. So he's got decent movements. He's got more movement than she probably did there. And does he have a waist cut? Yes, he does have a waist cut, so he can move there as well too. And then you can move the legs out to the side like that. So pretty decent splits. He's got better splits than she did. He should be more flexible. I mean, he's Mr. Fantastic. He can stretch and do everything he wants. But I mean, he does have better articulation than she does. And he has a thigh cut at the top there. He can go ahead and kick his own butt. Oh, he definitely can. Look at that. Good articulation at the knees. He does not have a boot cut. He does have articulation at the feet though, so he can go ahead and ballerina pose like that and move up like that. And then the ankle rocker moves like that. Oh, really good ankle rocker. Really well done there. So this guy has definitely more articulation than she does. I mean, still not as much as a real Fantastic Mr. Fantastic's going to have, but obviously that's going to be impossible. So that's going to be it for the actual mom and dad of the Fantastic Four. Let's go to the Thing and the Human Torch next. And now we have Johnny Storm and Ben Grimm, aka the Human Torch and the Thing. These are the ones that I definitely wanted out of this line more than anything, because these are the standouts that you think of when you think of the Fantastic Four. This guy's got the attitude, and he's got the flames, he can fly. This guy's a big rock dude, and he's tough and strong. He's just so cool. These are the guys that you definitely think of. But let's take a look at some of their accessories while we are here. We got this guy. We got his Human Torch hands. He's got the fists. They are translucent, so he is translucent himself, but his hands are also translucent. So it's decent level of detail. It's going to be a fist, so it's what you get. But it's kind of hard to tell all the detail because it is translucent. It is red, and that is what he does. He punches, he flies, he shoots flames, which are these next effects right here. You put these on his wrists or his arms or his legs, or maybe you want to have him throwing them. Just some flame effects, and they're very soft and malleable, so you can kind of wrap them around different parts of him if you want to. Really easy to move, and they're also translucent. They're more of an orange, not so red like the rest of him. Let's take a look at the Thing's accessories now too. He's got these big old punching fists, big blocky hands, really orange, and this is what I think of when I think of the Thing. Just big, blocky, chunky. This is classic Thing, and I always wondered who thought to change his hands to having 4 fingers instead of 5, like when he was a human. I wonder why they did that. It's always been something I've always wondered. And then it also comes with the secondary hands. So he's got the gritting teeth face, which I think this is the one that I like more. I like this having gritting teeth. It's like, it's clobbering time. That kind of look. Got the big brow with the forehead. Awesome. That is classic the Thing look. And I do appreciate that they didn't just have one straight orange color. They went with it also like a more of a brownish orange as well too. So they have different variations of orange on this guy. It's not the same one. But let's look at this guy right now. Let's take a look at the Human Torch. So this piece comes off if you want to. So it's some translucent flames. So you can take that off right now. You can take a look at the rest of the detail. And it's got this line work. So that's like the classic drawing of Johnny Storm. That's the way that he used to look back in the day when they used to draw him with these lines. And he does look a lot like he did. He's got it's a translucent red is what he's looking like. But something it's kind of bugging me is that they didn't make the flames on him translucent. Like, why didn't they do that? What was the idea behind that? They did that with the Ghost Riders. Why couldn't they do that with Johnny Storm? It's something that I'm just curious about. Why they wouldn't go the translucent flames route with that. But let's take a look at some articulation while we are here with him. Take a look at his head. He goes back that far and forward that far. Really good articulation. It's pretty much a Spider-Man right there. Side to side, very minimal, and then all the way around. And then you got the arms that can go up like that. Then you also got the butterfly joints that go in and out like that. Pretty good. And you can also spin all the way around right there as well too. And the bicep cut right there. You got the double jointed elbows. Sorry, Sue Storm, your brother's got double jointed elbows, but you don't. And then you've also got the wrist articulation right there, so it spins all the way around, and then you got forward a little bit and then back, very slightly. So it is hindered because of these flame effects that are on him. So that's something that you're gonna have to get used to. I guess he does have those other fists that don't have the flame effects on them, so maybe that'll be a little bit better for you, depending on what you want to do with him. This one, I just realized this is another fist. So why does he come with 3 fists? That's interesting. And then this one is open hand. Why wouldn't he have another open hand here? That is strange that they did that. I don't know why they did that. Interesting. I still like it, but it's just strange that they did that. Ab crunch forward really well, and then back really well too. And then you got yourself the waist swivel as well right there. The legs go out like that. They go forward like that and back like that. Not so much. Double jointed knees. There is also the thigh cut at the top. And then you got the boot cut. Okay, he has a boot cut. He doesn't have boots, but he's got a boot cut. I guess maybe he is wearing boots, you just can't see because he's just in flame effect right now. And then you got the articulation of the ankles. There you go, ballerina pose, and then up like that. And then you got the side to side. Really well done. So he's got really good articulation, this guy, which I agree he should have. He's got basically a Spider-Man body, I think, is what they're using here. I'll do some comparisons with some Spider-Man maybe later on to see kind of if that's what they did. And then we'll look at the Thing, obviously. We gotta look at the Thing, because this is the one that I really wanted to get more than anything. And he's big, he's chunky, he's heavy. This guy, in the package, I could feel the weight of this guy. He's a big, chunky boy. And again, I love that they did the kind of the gradation of the oranges, the dark orange there, and then kind of like a brownish orange going on. That is nice. I like that they did that. That's a good addition to this character. It doesn't just make him plain orange. It makes him pop a little bit better. And all of the rock effects that are going on him, really well done. You think that the shorts that he's wearing would be a little chunkier too. Like there'd be some blocks you'd be able to see. But it's a pretty smooth butt he's got going on there. I don't know if I believe that. He's probably got padded butt. I'm pretty sure that's what's going on there. But let's take a look at his articulation as well while we are here. So the head goes back about that far, not a whole heck of a lot, and goes forward like that. Very, very limited. He's a big chunky boy. He's not going to have too much. Side to side, very minimal. And then the head goes all the way around like that. And then the arms go up like such. So he doesn't have a butterfly joint or a bicep cut, but he does have articulation that goes all the way around like that, plus the up like that. So he's got decent movement. And then he's got the single jointed elbow, which is obviously what you're going to get with a big chunky boy like this. You're not going to get double jointed elbows. And then the wrists go back about that far, and they go forward about that far. Really well. Actually, the wrists are impressive because they go, I don't know if you can see right there, but you can see that's how his wrist articulation is. It goes right in there, that wheel. That is how it moves. So that's really well done. I'm impressed with that. And then it also spins all the way around as well too. And then you got yourself an ab crunch for this guy. So he's got a decent ab crunch. I'm surprised at how much he crunches. Really well done. And then he also has a good swivel. So he swivels at the top here, where the ab crunch is, and he also swivels down here. So he's going to have some decent movement. That's going to be good for posing. He's got the legs. Probably has the best splits out of any of these guys, honestly. Wow, that's pretty good splits. And then the legs go forward like that, and they go back like that. And then you got the thigh cut as well. You got the double jointed knees. So the knees he's got double jointed, but the elbows he does not. Nicely done, really well done. Then you also got the ballerina pose like that, and then you can go up like that. So decent movement of the ankles, forward, back, side to side like that too. That's awesome. He actually probably has better articulation than Sue Storm does, which is kind of saying something. I don't know what they're thinking when it comes to their female characters, why they didn't have better articulation with those ladies back in the day. But you know what, I'm not going to complain. Next is do the comparison of all of these figures kind of together and some other things that I might kind of have similar in the slide. So stay tuned for that. Hey, I hope you're enjoying this episode so far. And if you wouldn't mind, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that bell, leave some comments down below. I am CountryBoy9 with an underscore in there somewhere, also known as CountryBoyNiner. A bunch of different platforms. You can find me here. You can find me on Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, whole bunch of different places. Find me there. I'm also on another channel with my friends called Wasted Opinions. We have a blast. We do a bunch of videos about TV shows, movies, video games, what have you, and the like. We talk comic books, like maybe some Fantastic Four. We'll probably do a review of that movie sometime soon. So stay tuned for that as well too. But without further ado, let's get back to the Fantastic Four. And here we have all the Fantastic Four figures together, looking awesome. Like they're fighting as a team against these bad guys. I like the way they all do look together. They do look aesthetically pleasing all together. It's a really good cohesion that they have, and I like the way everything kind of fits. But let's do some comparing with some other figures that I kind of have similar in this line. Starting with, this is the Ghost Rider. This is Johnny Blaze. I'm just throwing him in here because he has the exact same fire effects as this guy does, but he's got much better flame effects on his head. Like I prefer the translucent head flame effects to his like sculpted, hardened flame effects that they did with him. And then I'll also throw in this one right here. It is Spider-Man as the bombastic bagman. So Johnny Storm put one over on Spider-Man at one point. He had no suit to wear, so he gave him one of his old suits, which is why it's a lighter blue. It's not the dark blues that they have here. But he gave him one of his suits, and he put a "kick me" sign on his back. So that's a hilarious story. A couple of guys I would love to see in the Fantastic Four as well. I know they did a comic book with the Fantastic Four. That's probably my favorite version of the Fantastic Four is with Ghost Rider and Spider-Man and Wolverine and the Hulk. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. If they make those as Fantastic Four figures, I know they got She-Hulk coming later on as a Fantastic Four figure, but if they do those four guys, I am gonna maybe have to open up my wallet a little bit for that one as well too. But that is gonna do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and stay tuned to the channel because I might just have a few more fantastic things to bring up in the future. You never know what there might be. Stay tuned for that. I wonder who could it be. Yes, these are some pretty cool action figures. Some of them were better than I expected. Some of them were about what I expected. But for now, that is it. I am Country Boy, and I put the sass in Sarsaparilla. But as always, be sure to let me know what you figure. It's clobbering time! Thank you so much for sticking around this long. I had a lot of fun opening up these action figures. And if you like what you saw here and you want to see more, I have a lot more action figures for you to check out, especially Marvel Legends. I have a lot of Marvel Legends out there, mostly Spider-Man, but there's other stuff that isn't Spider-Man related as well too. So you can check that stuff out as well too. I have a whole lot of stuff. You never know what might tickle your fancy.